Hi and welcome to another video. Um, I always say at the beginning of my videos. Okay, so I believe that every type and everyone has like an ultimate defense mechanism that they use once they have used all else. Like they have been patient, they have been like forgiving, they have been like thinking well of others and whatnot, until they reach a certain point where they know that something or someone is just pure toxic to them. So each type, or like each someone, uses their own defense, like ultimate defense mechanism, in order to preserve themselves and in order to like keep their sanity and keep their shit together. So I'm here today to talk about the ENFP type, like ultimate defense mechanism. So for ENFPs, I'm an ENFP, by the way, if you didn't know that. For ENFPs, it really is hard to not like put our whole selves into anything. Like, for example, if I am with someone, like a friend of mine, and he's talking to me about his problems, and then I'm listening, I'm 100% listening. Like, I'm not 100% focusing all the time, but I'm putting all of my energy into this person. And if I'm doing a project, I'm doing all of my energy for that project, and I'm putting all of my energy there. And if I'm like working, I'm putting all of my energy in that. We are like this constantly passionate people who are only driven. That's because we are only driven by passion, and that's like introverted feeling that needs a reason to involve themselves. So when we find ourselves in a like an external scenario that we need to fit in, like to be in, we create our own temporary passion. And that's like for the small stuff, or like small talk, like a friend's problem, work, like not really core stuff. But for the core stuff, like at least in my eyes as a feeler, relationships, yeah, we are very we put our 100% selves in it. We commit to it. We love like fully. We're not like constant or like consistent with it, because we are not consistent ourselves, not because we don't put us like consistent amount of ourselves in it. It's just that our whole amount isn't consistent. So once we feel like our value, or like ourselves that are put into, I'm sorry if the camera is too close, like my phone crops the imagery too much. Once we feel like ourselves, or like our value that we put in a relationship, is not being handled well, and we realize that, oh my god, my entire self is put into this relationship, and I'm not getting back anything from it, and I'm not being respected. That's when our FI, introverted feeling, decides to shut down that passion, to shut down every emotion that we have towards that thing. So for example, if an ENFP broke up with someone, like with their choice, like they were the one to choose, it would be probably easier for the ENFP to move on, because the ENFP had already cancelled that person. It's not like the door slam like for the INFJ type, where they like still acknowledge the person, or like still have feelings for the person, but they control themselves in a way that they don't put as much of themselves, or like any of themselves anymore, in the relationship. But like ENFPs, and I'm pretty sure that ESFPs do this as well, they put all of themselves, and then once they realize that it really isn't worth it, and trust me, it takes a lot of time for us to realize that, and it's like last measure like we use to preserve ourselves. We then flip to TE mode, which is, for example, if I'm working in a company, I was putting all of my passion into it, and like my heart and soul into everything that I do in this company, and then I realized that all of this is not appreciated, is not met with good intentions from like the boss's side, co-workers, colleagues, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, so yeah, clearly not my space, not the space that I am supposed to put my heart into this. Okay, I'm not taking this personally, but I'm gonna flip it into TE mode, which is I'm gonna do only what I have to do at the specific time that I have to do it, and nothing else. So like, for example, if I have like a job from like 8 to 2, I'm gonna come at 8 and leave at 2. Whatever you say, whatever you beg of me, I'm not gonna use my feelings with you because you mistreated them. I'm gonna use my thinking with you, which is extroverted thinking, like, what are the rules? Okay, here's the rules. I come at 8 and leave at 2. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna come at 8, leave it to do my job well, but not do it as I would do it if I were passionate enough about it. And like, that's like also for the small stuff, but for example, for the larger stuff, like the relationships, like the larger stuff in our eyes, once we feel like a person, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it is, friend, that is like not reciprocating our love, not reciprocating our energy that we put in our relationships, or even worse, like judging us for it, or like saying that we're wrong for doing this, wrong for doing that, and like being a dick about it. It usually takes us a lot of time to like reach that point of, okay, I'm totally cold, I'm totally numb, I'm totally like I don't give a fuck about you, I don't give a fuck about your feelings, I only give a fuck about moving on now, so get the fuck away from my life. And yeah, that's like the TE way of protecting our FI. So for example, if like a friend of mine is being rude to me, or like unkind constantly for no reason, like I haven't done anything wrong, it takes me a lot of time to reach a point where I don't really give a fuck about them, because I actually love them like from the bottom of my heart, because that's the only way I love. The only way that I love anyone is from the bottom of my soul. And it usually takes me a lot of time to reach down to that point and rationalize with it, and like be reasonable with it, and like, I don't care what I feel, this person is just toxic for me, and then I destroy those feelings, like kind of forever, kind of not, like I just like mute them and like freeze them like to death or like nearly to death, and just flip into TE mode. What do you have that you need now? Okay, I'm gonna do that just because I was your friend, but anything like from now on, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there for you. I'm not your friend anymore. I don't care about you. You're blocked. You're like, I'm cold. If you come at me and like yell at me and tell me why have you changed and why have you, I'm gonna be so cold for one simple reason. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. And that's the worst thing, or like the last thing that an ENFP wants to do, is to be heartless. And that's the thing, because I believe that each person has the potential to be the exact opposite of what they are once they feel violated. And since we always put our hearts like, I love you, I genuinely love you, what can I do to help you, what can I do to love you even more, I love you, we can also be, I don't care about you, and that's it. So zip it and just go. And a piece of advice for anyone who has an ENFP significant other, an ENFP friend, an ENFP family member, whatever it is, do not push them there. They don't want to go there. They want to believe that things can go right. They want to believe that their heart was right, that their heart loved you rightfully, that their heart didn't love you out of like naivety, whatever. do not push them there, because like I think I had like 5 or 6 people that I used this with like in my entire life, and unfortunately as of late I am like on the verge of using it with some of the people that I care most about. And of all the people that I did that with, I think only one person like got back, and like actually we were friends again. He is like kind of like my brother now, because I just love him. That's off topic, okay? He's kind of like very close to me, but that's pretty rare, because all the other instances I just shut off that person. I may like become like regular friends with them, but like on an extroverted feeling level, not on an introverted feeling level. So don't drive your friend there, don't drive your loved one there, like your ENFP like person there. Realize that the single, like I'm probably like personal about this a bit, like biased towards what I am, but I feel like this is a general idea of FI and TE. Like once the FI says, okay, I can't handle this anymore, here you go TE, you go do your thing. The one line that if you cross with an FI TE user is the line where you make them feel manipulated or underappreciated after they have put their entire soul for your benefit. So don't do that. If you want your like to like maintain the friendship or the relationship or whatever, don't do that. Because you're just gonna it's just a face that I don't want to wear, but once I wear it, oh my god, it's just so much easier to like be in that mode, but it's so much harder on the other person, but at which point I don't care. So try to make your friend like to recognize that you're ENFP. Like ENFPs in general, and the ESFPs I believe, put like we are the only the only extroverts who have FI as a strong function, like the ENFPs and the ESFPs. So we're like the advocates of FI. So we use it a lot with people. We try to convince people that it's the right thing, and we use it so much that in a way that actually no one ever does. Like I've never seen an ESFJ or an ENTP or like any of the other types love the way ENFPs and ESFPs love. So recognize that your ENFP or ESFP other person is unique in like how he gives you, and like he gives you love, and make them feel like you recognize that. Because if you don't for a long period of time, you're just gonna okay bye, and then gonna leave. So yeah, that was my little rant. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.